Welcome to the Arcfluence podcast, where we talk about how design impacts the way we live, work, and invest. I'm Nick Karakan, your host, and with me today are my business partners and co-hosts, Paul Fatkins, and yes, dare I say, Nino Samrajic.
Thank you for having me here. Yep.
I gotta give my default weather update. Today is cloudy.
There's no snow on the ground, though.
But it's
True.
actually 50 degrees.
It's pretty warm.
It is pretty
Yeah.
warm. So I'm going to wash my car. It's covered in salt.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
actually recording this just before the holidays,
Yes.
Christmas
Yeah.
Eve.
I'll have to think of a new default for next year.
Yeah.
So the
So
weather thing was all 2025. I got to think of something new for 2026.
so
Yeah.
reinvent yourself every year?
Yeah, that's right.
All right. Okay.
Keep it on your toes.
Hey, if something's working, don't need to...
To change it. Yeah,
All right.
exactly.
I
It's
mean,
working fine.
We get
so
a lot
why?
of comments. Most of them are about Nino and how they miss him and
Where he is.
and I get questions like, "What does he look like?" And I'm like, "Mom, tell your friends to relax."
Yeah. I'm doing good, yes.
But people are interested in your obsession with the weather, Paul.
Exactly. There's nothing wrong with that. I
Well-
think it's more like a Paul's obsession with data. He loves everything related to data.
Yes,
so
metrics,
statistics
yeah.
and stuff. So
That-
he just cannot help himself.
It does work to our advantage.
Exactly. Oh, of course it does.
Well, today's going to be a kind of a relaxed, low-key episode. We're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to talk about the 2025 calendar year, some awards that we won, some plans that we have, and we're also drinking some really nice Italian wine,
Yes.
which kind of reminds me of San Marino episode.
Oh my goodness gracious, that was a good episode, and we also recorded that while actually drinking the
Yeah,
wine.
Danny, no, whatever that was, guitar. Yeah, let's keep this like it's relaxed conversation, but we don't need an Italian strummer guitar.
Did we end up keeping that?
I don't know.
Oh,
Maybe.
I think we took it out.
I think
But-
we did.
But the scenery was stunning.
Was
Just a-
San Marino was stunning.
Just a wonderful trip.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm glad we actually got all our Formula One talk out of the way before recording this. 'Cause
Yes.
that would have dragged on because I think the San Marino episode, instead of being about Italian architecture, ended up just being about Formula One.
I tried.
Well, how can you help you? I mean, it's really hard. we
you
just came from our first Grand Prix race that we witnessed in person.
And to be fair, I did try to pull in aspects of it to talk about like how the landscape and topography
Yes.
like impacts how good a racetrack is.
Yeah, this it is.
And the same elements apply to how good a site or building ends up being,
Yes.
right? If you have something there to work with. If you're on some flat little tiny piece of land, it's boring.
It
right?
is.
Design and the respect for design impacts everything we do.
And respect for the environment where you're building in.
Yes.
It's because every design, custom-made design, respect the environment around it.
You interact with everything. You're interacting with the car and the track and the environment the same way you interact
Very
with.
true.
You have interaction with the building when you occupy it, when you're on the track and you're doing stuff on the track. I mean, again, it all translates across.
Well, if we're doing this, we're talking about the Grand Prix. We have another Grand Prix scheduled for 2026.
about a year from now, yeah.
Yeah,
We are going to Monza.
Monza, Monza, Italy.
We're going to be baptized in the Temple of Speed.
It's
Yes.
a temple of speed. It's actually main track of the Ferrari and main track of all things Italian in racing. It's a couple miles away from the Milan, so it's going to be much easier to kind of find accommodation closer to the city, at least I hope. It's going to be busy. It's going to be crazy. I think it was sold out very quickly.
Everything was going like I went on and checked the one day and I went on the next day and the tickets that were available, half of them had disappeared.
Yeah, and what we learned from the past year, from the No General Commission, we find a good spot on.
Get a good seat.
Yeah.
Yes.
Prato is what they call it.
Prato.
General admission.
Nice.
Yeah. Screw that.
All right, let's get into some architecture, design
Yes.
talk. Columbus, Ohio. What a great year Columbus had, and Arcfluence.
That's you guys gonna talk more about that, because I would like to hear more about it. I was busy with my own stuff. I can talk about that a little bit later, but I'm so excited to hear how you guys grow in this past year and the new challenges you took over, new projects. There is a lot of things on the agenda, I think, in a new portfolio. So please tell us a little bit more about it.
Yeah, well, our team is growing. We got a new team member. We're taking on a fractional CFO. we're really kind of investing in the business. We bought a new scanner, which Paul,
every time I use it, it's better and better. So like anything new, right? You get it, you take it out of the box, especially technology.
So you can tell
It's finicky, and it's like you do it a certain way and it just doesn't work. And if it doesn't work, then you get frustrated and game over. Nick, it's like, don't even bother. Like he tries once and then that's it. He has to find somebody else to do it for him.
hey,
So,
if you
or to
listen,
help him or whatever.
I can confidently say that the things that I do, I'm the best in, and
Yeah.
I just do the few things that I'm the best in.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that.
I'm just saying I can understand the frustration side of it. If it's not working, it's very frustrating.
Yeah.
So,
But tell us more. Tell us more. Go ahead.
yeah, so we had a episode actually where we talked about the scanner. We talked about all the bells and whistles and the upgrades. So like, yeah, if you're curious, go give that one a listen.
If
We're not
you
going to
are-
get into
yeah.
that much detail.
If you're a
but-
small firm, medium firm, or large size design firm, you want this equipment.
You need that equipment.
This is allowing us also to compete with larger firms at scale.
It's so crazy the jump. The old one was 5 years old, right? Going from that to this to fully utilize what's available within this new scanner, and like even like how you share it. Like I can send you a link now, Nino. I can upload it to the Reality Cloud platform.
Oh, I believe you.
And then you can fly around the point cloud.
Yep.
Have it colorized and jump into the 360 photos.
You guys, you have no idea how many RFIs I'm receiving on daily basis only because of the existing conditions. And I still don't know why many, especially healthcare providers, are so, I don't want to say they're hesitant. They know the value in it, but they're still going after especially some clients, I don't want to name them. They are sophisticated, but they're still going after the lowest cost.
Yeah.
And these guys cannot offer such a package, even though that package is not really in, when you look the overall, the fee, scanning doesn't really take that much.
0.5%, a quarter of a percent. Yeah.
For amount of the data that you receive.
I think it's comparable whether you're the firm buying the equipment or you're the company hiring the firm. Because if you're spending $30,000+ on a good scanner, which is a lot, if you were to even if you had an intern or multiple interns measuring this out, you're going to pay them that over months. You're also delaying projects. There's just so many hidden costs and
time
roadblocks.
goes into the back end of it, like Nino said.
Yeah.
RFIs come in.
Many problem is that many, especially architects, they have to kind of take that in their mind. They don't have idea how much money they're spending in a CA. They're always going moving forward, how much we spend time in design. No, in a CA is the real things happening. You know what I'm saying? Now, for example, I'm going to tell you this example. I received the RFI that the shaft in a shell space.
And just so our listeners know what RFI means.
Request for information.
Request for information.
You
so
sure
for
that's
example,
listeners?
Yeah. So no, that's a good point. So it was
No, you're right.
when
People,
you're in a construction administration, the last phase of the design, which is application, which is actually building your building. We received the RFI on this giant shell space of the hospital, one floor. They say, you know what, your shaft, your mechanical shaft is 3 inches off what you guys show on the drawings. Well, I show on the drawings based on the old data I received from you guys. And guess what? That shaft is going to push my corridor for 3 inches. And that shaft is going to make my 12 patient rooms 3 inches narrower.
Because your hallway has to be a certain width. Period.
Hallway in ITUs needs to be 8 feet clear.
Yeah. Period.
They're probably already small on the
Exactly. Start with exactly.
You need to maximize your space.
Maximize your space. Now my 12th room is gonna be affected with this change. And we actually competed together with Arcfluence and their 3D services for one project. We lost that project because architect came with their fee. There was half of our fee, and I was like, God bless you, go ahead. Honestly, I mean, are you really gonna go like we actually trim out our fee, and you guys came super competitive with the 3D services, and we lost to someone who was ready to design this space, very complex hybrid OR space, for a half of our fee.
Yeah.
Be architect, not doing ourselves a favor just to get the foot in the door.
Yeah. No, you're 100% right. And we actually had earlier this year, we had another client reach out to us, and I told Nick from the beginning, and like, this feels like they're just shopping for a price.
And they were.
Yeah. Yeah. And same thing, like, it's tough because you want the work and you want to, and you're coming in at your most competitive because you like the project and you think how good the project would be to get. But yeah, you're right. It's like we're undercutting other architects by doing that.
But
it's a tough environment.
Look, that's business, and
That's
and I
business.
do like healthy competition. And if somebody can come in for less, let him come in for less.
Let him burn.
Yeah, but 50%, like you said, good luck.
Good luck. That's pretty much.
I still feel
I would say the same thing to Nick. Sorry, Nick, I love you, but good luck to these guys.
right. And I still feel grateful that we can still. I mean, listen, if one job's going to make or break your firm, then you're doing something else wrong. It's not just that.
That's
So-
true. That's true.
So I feel grateful for the ability to have a company and to be motivated and have the opportunity to build this, especially with you guys. This has been fun. And since did we talk about how we opened a bottle of wine? I think we did.
We just did.
We just
and,
did just now.
If
And
we-
one things we haven't talked about that with all new like commercial jobs that Arcfluence is working now. So tell us a little bit more about that.
Nino, I will as soon as you cheers me.
Yes,
It's finally time.
it is.
That was a very strong cheers, Nino.
Of course. I already have a couple sips of wines. Why are you nursing yours?
So this year's been fun. We have gone, I would say we're still predominantly a residential firm when it comes to doing, but we're doing a lot of custom homes now, which is super exciting.
One step at a time.
Yeah. And our
One of them is pretty big, I heard.
oh yeah, a couple.
Couple?
Yeah,
Good.
couple. Multi-million-dollar homes.
Nice.
I would say too is that our commercial portfolio is not only like we won an award. We won an award on the commercial side and on the residential side. But I think, sometimes you dream and you're like, hey, this is what I want to do. This is where we're going. But when I believe it now, like I'm seeing it happen, and
He's finally listening to me.
I know, and it's happening fast. It's happening fast.
I never wanted
Nick's
to.
like,
I never wanted to listen to Paul,
Yeah.
and now that I
Nick's
started,
like, how much can we charge for this project? It's like, well, it's months of work, Nick. So it's like the fee is fair. Like, not only is the fee fair,
Exactly.
our fees are still incredibly competitive.
It cannot be compared to the residential world. It's this completely different world. It's a bigger money, that's of course, but it's different, like a arena.
I mean, I just get up every morning and say, "Thank goodness I know Paul." And Paul,
And I can tell you one thing.
You don't have to lay it on that thing. Yeah.
No. One thing that needed to happen is to Paul to actually join the Arcfluence on permanent basis, because otherwise you won't be able to do all this higher level commercial work without that. I think that was actually the major things that switch the things. So Paul actually left your previous firm like last year.
2 years now.
2 years.
We're going,
now.
and now we're going into our third full
Now
year.
you're going
Yeah.
through. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So I think that was the big change.
well, yeah, because I can now, instead of me being in the day to day, which I still you still kind of have to be when you're this small, but I'm now can focus working on the business.
Yeah,
Like, how can we invest in the company? How can we invest in our
Exactly.
people? How can we grow our team?
exactly.
Paul is instrumental in operations and the day-to-day and the training of our new people.
Yeah, but to Nina's point, it's a different animal. It's a different arena, right?
It's a different
you
arena.
were doing nothing compared to where we are now a couple years ago. Like, you were like scratching the surface. I wouldn't even say it was the tip of the iceberg.
And
Now
my clientele was a lot different too, because
Yeah.
as an investor, I was working
It
with
was-
a lot of investors.
it was a whole different game.
Yes.
And so now, instead of scratching the surface, we have that tip of the iceberg that's sticking up, and we still have a lot more to go, a lot more growth and development that's going to happen. But I mean, like, we're on the right track.
But you have now clients from the healthcare calling you. You have clients from the some banks calling you for renovation work. So you did also some rehabilitation work.
We also just got our first project out of state as well. So
Yeah,
we're
Michigan,
doing work
things-
in Michigan. Yeah.
Getting licensed in Michigan, things happening. So this happening very fast, actually, guys.
I would say like a majority of smaller firms, the dream of them doing some work out of state is like 0 to, like it just
None.
doesn't happen. Forget it.
They don't leave their like a jurisdiction.
Yeah.
Many of them don't leave jurisdiction, let alone state.
Yeah.
So I think you guys are because you guys have, even in the hiring, you guys have really unique approach. Like some of your hires are like out of the country.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, we have to be creative so that we can move the needle. And there's a lot of talented people who aren't necessarily in Columbus, Ohio.
Exactly. So that's what I like, because you guys travel a lot in your as a students, you explore a lot, and that's that's what comes with the new generation, exploring all possible options to make your dream working for you.
I mean, I'll try anything once.
Yeah.
Back earlier in the year, we had a different firm that we were consulting with for help in whatever outsourcing of certain tasks. So we were using them, and we just said, listen, this is not working.
Wasn't
It's
a good
not
fit.
working.
And then we had to pivot to something completely different.
Yeah.
But we didn't give up. So
We tried it, and then we
But you have
yeah.
your 2 employees out of the country. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's a trust that you have to build the relationship, to trust
2 different countries.
2 different countries, exactly, and they prove to be capable of supporting your major goal to succeed in Arcfluence.
Yeah. But we are currently actively looking for talent in the area as well.
Everybody's looking for. I'm looking for talent in my firm.
I don't think that'll ever change. Like,
No.
you always have to look for the next person to come in and help out and help you grow and develop. You're always going to be on the look for somebody because it's so difficult.
And I can tell you that in a Columbus market, that is like the most precious thing is to get and then to retain that asset.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
is nothing but the most valuable asset. It's still humans, regardless of all AIs and things. We can touch bases on that, but a good quality, dedicated person who can actually contribute in your growth of your company is a key for success.
And being a young company, Paul and I were just talking about this. In fact, we got more to do for the 2026 year, but we're keeping our salaries as is, and we're going to be investing in our people. So
Yes,
they're probably going to make as much as us.
I know, but you have a vision, Nick. Both of you guys have a vision. And hopefully one day I'm going to join that vision because I really appreciate it. You cannot believe how happy I am about you guys. And whenever I talk, I say like, well, I have still small portion in this company that I really adore. And not only that they are company I adore, these are actually 2 people that I actually appreciate as my brothers. You know what I'm saying? Be like a family. Can you imagine better environment for you to work in and have all 3 of us heading to the same goal? And I'm so appreciative of the effort that both of you doing, nursing this Arcfluence, and building it into something as a respectable firm. And honestly, I'm so thrilled. So kudos to you guys. It takes the sacrifice, takes the encouragement, takes the bravery to leave the comfort of the company, of your paycheck, to leave it, go to uncertainty. You know what? As you did, enjoyed, and it was a crucial component. It was a crucial boost for a company. So
he's going to make me cry.
And I don't know what to say to that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
no, honestly.
we see you too. Like, we're glad that you see the effort
But
we're putting in.
Can you tell us something about that pressure moment we have? This was it like a late summer when we actually went to the AIA and received the award. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Fun dinner. I wish I wouldn't have had as many drinks that I did.
I'm glad you did, because you're being Nick.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well,
you're owner of the company, so relax.
2026 Nick is not going to be drinking as much alcohol.
Yeah.
Is that like a New Year's resolution thing?
I call it what you want.
But tell us about it. How was an event?
It was great.
We decided, going back to the beginning, it's like we made the decision early on, like, let's actually submit for something. So I don't think we've not submitted before for anything.
No.
For any kind of recognition or award or whatever. I don't know, back in the days when it was you and Sarah and Nestor's and you were doing your own thing then.
Nope.
Did you guys ever go after anything?
No.
Was there anything on your radar?
No.
So yeah, this year was the first year when we made the decision, let's actually apply for something.
Yeah.
Like, why not? There was a few that Nick was right about, with like the carriage house that we submitted for the one project, where it's like, yeah, this probably isn't going to win. But it's like, you know what? Screw it. Let's submit it. Why not?
Everything is trial and error.
Yeah.
Well, I think
everything in life is a trial and error.
But it's also like, well, if I submit nothing, then yeah, of course we're not going to win.
Well, I mean,
if I submit it, then there's a chance.
to be fair, Paul, that led to more conversations about carriage houses, the change in the ADU status for Columbus.
Here we go.
We presented at the AIA State Conference. So, and we're now part of the conference. You were advising on policy 2.
Yeah, I actually started this year with the RCAC, Residential Construction
it's
Advisory
creating the buzz.
Committee.
Exactly.
It's creating the buzz.
It's momentum and it's experience and it's awareness, and all of it plays its part.
Technically, I'm an employee of the state of Ohio.
Yeah.
Like, I get a paycheck for those meetings I go to.
No, honestly, no.
So-
This is like a. It doesn't always needs to be like the win and a victory. You know what I'm saying? Participation is important. You're being recognized. You're there. You know what I'm saying? You have your 5 minutes to cast your opinion, to cast your voice, and if you're smart enough to take advantage of these 5 minutes, smartly, and deliver the message, is going to stick with many people with it.
I got to say, it's actually fun to be on the other. So, like when you go to like a zoning meeting, Nino, and like they're like, okay, all those in favor say aye, or who's against it, blah, blah, blah. I'm on the other side of that with the residential code. That's the Residential Construction Advisory Committee, and I'm the architect member. And sometimes they're like, "Oh, as the architect, do you have anything to add here for?"
I do.
Yeah,
I do.
Yeah. So it's fun to be on the other side,
and also it helps the profession.
Yeah.
Profession. That's like and this is like when I'm like, I have to correct myself, and I was like a Westerville building department. They don't have their own plan examiner. They have to go and like get like, and I was like, you know what?
Which slows things down.
It slows things down. Doesn't help community. Doesn't help us as an architect. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get my license as soon as I get a little bit less work as a plan examiner, and I'm gonna try to help my community about that. Honestly, because it's my responsibility. Because we are now at this point. We have to start creating the legacy. It's not just like, okay, he's going to make us more money. He's going to provide security for me and my family. We also have to create a legacy.
Well, I think it's also when you've been in an industry for 20 years and you're now an expert in it.
Exactly. Why not sharing with everybody?
And contribute on a different level.
Exactly.
And that in itself is a reward.
Yeah.
I mean, a younger version of myself, I didn't realize how good it felt to do good and help people.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, a younger version of myself, I would go to those meetings. I'd be like, who do these people think they are?
Exactly.
And now I'm like, this is kind of fun.
It is
all
kind of
those in
fun.
favor? Aye.
No, honestly, no, it is. That's a participation. That is a participation. So we have to participate, especially AIA events. And I know you guys are doing a marvelous job going to the big AIA conventions. That's also like, and you're learning a lot. You're meeting the new people. And I'll advise architect to get engaged. Yeah. Guys, get engaged. It's going to help you. It's going to help profession.
Yeah, we were in Boston. We were in Boston earlier this year, and it's just, I mean, like you said, it's a different world that you step into, and everybody from all around the country comes in. So, I mean, like, just that opportunity to meet individuals from all across the country.
And also feeling the trends.
Yeah.
Like knowing what is the rolling behind the hill.
Yeah.
And that's very crucial and important.
The keynote talks are always so good at these conventions. This year, they focused a lot on AI. Last year was a lot about, like, mental health.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll see what San Diego is they're going to talk about.
I'm excited for that. You want to come, Nino?
Probably gonna go. I'm probably gonna.
Yeah.
When's
It's
that happening? Because we're
summer.
heading to Italy.
I believe it's
Summer.
August.
August?
It's the beginning of August, I believe.
Okay, so this is gonna be just before Italy. So
Yeah.
most likely, yes. I'm gonna. Yeah.
It might be like June or something like that. I'll pull it up. Keep
Pull it
talking.
out. Yeah. If it happens like before our trip to Italy, that's good.
Nino, you're tearing through that wine.
Oh yeah, because I love it. I
It's-
love
it's
hanging
tasty.
out with you guys.
Are you officially on vacation for the holidays?
I am actually
there we
started
go. I
today.
can tell.
Yeah.
Beginning of June.
Oh,
and
good.
Monza is in September. Beginning of September. So there's a
And-
couple months.
And
Oh,
between.
okay.
it's
Great.
nice. It's nice city to go to. San Antonio, you said.
San Diego.
San Diego, even better. This is
Yeah,
California. Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Let's check out
So-
those blue zones.
Yeah. Blue zones.
San Diego.
San
San Diego for Formula One. San Diego.
Anchorman.
The only Anchorman.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's a movie.
I'm not going to finish that line.
I never
Yeah.
can. I always get myself
well,
into trouble.
we're recording this and going to post it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
No, tell us more. Like, so we have like you guys have a AIA convention. We went to the Italy. We talk about
Well-
that. We got awards for. What did we
Yeah.
get awards for?
a second place People's Choice Award for a custom residential home in Hawking Hills, of
Yep.
all places.
Top me up as well, please.
Yes, I will.
This is a fun design that may or may not get built at this point. It is not being built.
I wish it. So Nino, I
Didn't
don't.
build because we just happened in the middle of the Corona thing when
Yeah.
prices doubled and everything.
Financial
What
side
was
a struggle.
$500,000 ended up being $1 million.
Yeah.
That's a
A
problem.
little over $1 million, yeah.
A little over $1 million. So that's a huge deterrent for a client.
I don't think I told you this. I don't think we told you about the producer that reached out to us.
No.
So like you said, everything's connected, right?
Yeah.
So the president of AIA Ohio, like she knows I'm on the RCAC. She knows I'm speaking at certain things. Like when Columbus passed their ADU regulations,
Yep.
they actually reached out to me ahead of time, gave me the draft regulation and said, will you review this and give us some feedback on it so that we can turn around and give it back to the councilmen on the city, city councils before they vote on it.
Yeah.
So that we have input from somebody.
Which
It's like,
passed,
sure.
by the way, and very happy for that.
But it's the first time I'm hearing this news. This is excellent thing.
So the Cliffs, AIA again suggested, it was Designed by America. Is that what it was on CBS?
That sounds right.
Or America by Design or something. CBS.
Yeah.
Anyway, unfortunately, it's not built. But they reached out to us and they said, "Oh, why don't you have these guys on your TV show and talk about the project?"
Have you guys conveyed that information to the client?
Yeah, we did. But what happened was, unfortunately, they're like, "Well, it has to be built because we come out to the site and walk through it." And
So-
that was the one we submitted in the unbuilt category.
How much that client will benefit from that if that thing ever happened? But it was
Yeah.
a huge jump for them.
Well,
I understand their
We
position.
we designed a $1 million A-frame in the same area, with different client, different parcel.
Was that built?
It's under construction.
It's under construction right
Nice.
So I got to
Nice.
go check on the camera at some point still.
now. Yeah, we keep
Yes.
forgetting to do that.
Yeah.
We bought a camera, and it's a
It's a construction camera to make a time lapse.
Records the time
takes a picture.
lapse.
And we climbed up a ladder and put it on a tree, and we're gonna post
nice.
stuff.
So you got the two of us in the middle of the woods with a ladder
climbing
climbing up
the
the
trees like a bears.
Yep.
Yeah,
Pointing this camera at the site, and again, it takes a picture every 30 seconds. So we're
Nice.
gonna see this
Time
thing
lapse.
get
Yep.
built. But we had an issue.
What was
we
the
went
issue?
back to check because Paul likes to check on things. You
Yeah,
gotta
yeah,
make
yeah.
sure everything is good.
That's Paul. That's why we love
I know
Paul.
that's why I brought him on.
also there was an issue, so it's a good thing we went back.
Yeah.
So yeah, something happened with the batteries, and it didn't keep going. So it literally stopped. It's supposed to last for a year, right? This battery pack, it didn't.
But died.
So Paul fixed it because he can fix anything.
Of course, he can fix everything.
But
he
now
can fix Tesla, man.
But now it's been about a month, and we need to go back and check to make sure. But
Yeah.
Well, also, where you
Just
can
to-
check,
just to make
it is
sure.
like an evergreen tree that you put it on, or
No,
it's like a,
deciduous.
so you have to pay attention if
Yeah.
leaves don't block the view and everything.
We were
so.
we were there when the leaves were still on.
Good.
So
That's
we have
good.
it. It's in a clear view.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's good.
But this
That's-
A-frame is a work of art, in my opinion. It's going to be a beautiful home. It's going to
and
be
it's gonna be on a clip. It's gonna be on a slope.
a
Oh, yeah.
slight
Slight.
slope. Yeah.
It's decent.
Still,
All right.
what
Yeah.
is it like?
It's in Hawking. I mean, Hawking has slope
Still like
everywhere.
a 20-something degrees.
maybe not 20, but
it does have
it's pretty steep.
It has a 2-tiered deck with a sauna and hot tub, a lot of glass exposure. It's beautiful.
Yeah, there's probably a 20-foot drop off from the one end to the other.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. It's gonna be built. Honestly, I like. Once again, like even though the project doesn't get to realize its idea that's being carried over, I never gonna forget. Like, there was that like Bjarne Ingels. You guys know that architect, the Danish architect that now it's known as a Big. So I never gonna forget the items he said. Like, you cannot believe how many models we have in our office. Never get becomes the real buildings, but they are actually our source of our inspiration that keeps rolling on.
Yeah.
The same things with the Hocking Hills project. It's inspiration that keeps rolling on. Give us an A-frame that is going to be built. Is going to give us God knows many things in the future.
Well, so 2 things. Dean Mistor, the art of model making. I mean, our discussion, which is, by the way, a great podcast. Danny, we should link to that in the show notes. That was a great interview about design and the field in general. And
I was going to say, you can't link to everything, but yes, that's a good one. He's got a link to the scanner one too.
That's true.
Yeah.
But
we'll try to keep it to a minimum.
Yeah.
But model making is becoming less important to the end user and more important in our in the design development phases and conceptual
because
design.
we're all BIM things. That's why I'm telling you. That's why 3D scanner is a must thing for every architectural renovation job. It's a must thing.
Also, this A-frame, I know it's going to be spectacular. We should reach out. In fact, I'll reach out to that production company and I'll pitch that.
Yeah, we do need to reach back out to them and try to pitch them something.
But I will tell you, gentlemen, not to get your hopes up. I, being a veteran of HGTV, I can tell you that a lot of people call you and a lot of things. I don't know how many sizzle reels I've made.
Yeah, but this was a little different because it came with a recommendation from the president of AIA Ohio, right?
That's
so
a good thing.
Hopefully, if we pitch them something, who knows? We'll see. Yeah.
Honestly, this is the buzz. So buzz is being giving us something as a feedback. Now we have to latch to it and just move forward.
So how can we phrase that for a 2026 theme? Putting in the work, listening for the buzz.
Yeah,
I think it's created just based on it's not like we're so it's like everything we're doing, every step we take, it is generating that buzz. It's not like we're trying to create some phrase that encapsulates it.
Every work, if I'm sorry interrupting you, every work, this is what I was telling my wife. I was like, why we she sometimes come back why are we spending all this time rendering all this stuff and I tell her Tina, every quality work is going to be recognized by someone. And especially and knowing your dynamics, you being more outspoken person, more a people's person, and Paul being more a quality control and making things working fine. If that quality work is being distributed to the right audience, and then you're gonna get that traction. Well, that buzz is gonna turn into the job.
I feel like we like to romanticize things, and the grass is always greener. But at the end of the day, whether you have a job or you own a business, you're going into the office or you're going to wherever you need. You're doing the work that needs to get done, and it's sometimes, and most of the time, it's very repetitive. It's not any more glamorous being the owner of the firm. It's still the same situation. That it's just from our point of view, it's responsibility.
But I think the difference too is also getting things accomplished and done. Think about that back to early days, even before I was in the picture, Nino was in the picture. We were having these talks or whatever. There was quite a few projects that you would put in some effort and then nothing would happen, right? That's kind of why we submitted the unbuilt project with the right with the cabin down there in Hocking, because it's at least we had the effort there. Let's try and get something for it. But I mean, for me, having that realized and going to the site and actually being able to visit it and experience it, it's a whole nother leap to get to that point where it's a built thing in the environment.
Exactly. And also, I'm going to tell you this story. I think it's a really important story, not just for your young company, but I think also for every young architectural individual. I was so lucky due to my dream must exist. You need to be a dreamer in order to succeed. I will never discourage anyone to dream big and high.
Yeah.
If that person is aware that together with the dream, there is a hard work included too. Many people dream, they never touch anything and never think, materialize in anything. But if you dream and work hard, and even our work is like a repetitive, many things happen, always there is opportunities there that you can capitalize on.
Yeah, and people will see it and recognize it. Be aligned and look back to that episode when we talked with Scott and Danette. Listen to the feedback that the owner had for the space and the way the clients felt interacting with the space and how his business like doubled just in the short time that he was within the space. He's like, he moved into the space that was so much bigger, but it was done so well that all of a sudden his business ramped up and he's like, geez, I'm at capacity again.
Exactly. I'm going to tell you this story. Like in my first firm in the United States, I was a rendering guy, same as you. But I was using rendering because my English was weak and it was the best way to communicate my ideas with. And I just developed that and carry it to my company. And thanks to that, I was able to lend myself a first design of the building on such a young age. So I designed the first building. Opportunity just came out of the blue.
I remember that. That was 15
yes,
years
it
ago?
was actually, it was like it was the addition of the one on the one family owned lab, the company. I built the addition. The opportunity just landed. I just landed like a design and render it. And when they actually gave it to the client client was like, this is what I want. That's what client says. Literally, when they saw the rendering, they said, this is what I want. And my boss was like, you know what? This is what the client F wants. So we're going to actually go and design according to this.
Danny, you can say it and we can bleep the word.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm thinking,
Nino, you can say it. Danny can bleep the
I'm
word.
thinking about
Exactly,
Danny.
yeah.
Bleeping the word.
And honestly, and I found...
Less work for Danny. Yeah, too much wine for you.
So suddenly I find myself in a position... Oh my God. And I didn't realize that until actually my supervisor told me like, dude, they're just gonna build the building according to your design. This is many architect's dream. And I was just like a young, like an immigrant guy working in this company in a small town. And I was like pinching myself. Unfortunately, building never materialized, never get built. There is a reason for it, some financial things, not because of the design. But after that, I was given the opportunity to start designing. So I start designing, and I look at my portfolio. It was like, my goodness, these are the buildings I can actually, or I design 90% of it, or design 20% of it. But more of them are just like a main lobbies, main entrances, like a show up cases that help me carry through. So this is really important, not only to people hear about it, but also for your confidence. For a confidence level of this young company is important to be recognized, is important to be talked about.
Yeah, I mean, as the business owner, when I'm interacting with our potential clients, that's on the back of my mind. It's not just what you're doing. Are we going to be able to realize this? Are we going to be able to do that? Because we want to be able to take photos and have this be a built structure.
Nick, I will sometimes, I have like a spare time, which unfortunately I don't have much, but I will just develop the concept in my head and I enjoy it on my iPad. You cannot believe how many sketches I have.
Oh, I can believe I've seen them.
Just rethinking. Sometimes they're like designs of the cars. Sometimes they're designs of the buildings, but they're just like this is constant evolving thing. Like design is like a language. It is its own language, constantly evolving. So, what people needs from the young company, it's actually reaching the beyond of the common. And I think you guys succeeding in that. So kudos to both of you for a hard work, for a dedication. and things are start paying off because based on the clients that you're now receiving from completely new realm of the commercial buildings, commercial market.
And I think the podcast also, I know like we started it as, I don't know if it was kind of like a, well, why not? Let's just do it sort of thing.
No,
but I mean, like,
it was very strategic, and it was for SEO, and it was for marketing.
But I mean, like, it kind of was.
Kudos to you.
But it was for a different purpose. It's not like even this last year, the podcast has evolved quite a bit, right?
Sure.
Now the quality of the shows that are being output, who we have on.
Have you guys heard the Fox in the Snow episode?
Yeah. So
amazing. I mean, I feel like Guy Raj on how he built this.
Yeah. So there's different considerations.
I have to listen to that.
There's different considerations that are coming into play, even with the podcast, right? Because the podcast is evolving into a completely different thing than what it started as, in as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah,
you know,
it becomes almost like unfortunately, I wasn't able to participate in many of these in this year, but it becomes almost like a routine and something that needs to be said about, like, you're so excited to share this news. It's not like let's do another podcast. Now we're getting to the point where we're excited to share the news.
Well, Nino, we're going to put you under the gun here.
Yeah.
In 2026, Arcfluence wants to get involved in a competition for the first time, and we're gonna need your help.
I will help.
All right,
I wants to be in a competition. Right. Yes,
we'll see.
We need to. Yeah, we need to participate.
You guys heard it here. He's already committed. There's no going back.
I am committed. The only problems I
didn't
have.
Say, this sounds like a thing with you and Nino, and I'm just gonna watch and enjoy and sip my wine.
No, I'm
2027. I'm more optimistic for. But we got a little more growing to do.
The problems I have on my side was, as you guys know, I'm actually moved to the new company that's building their own Columbus office. I have hundreds of hours of overtime, and they actually told me the number during my a review, and I was shocked. So it was and they're like, Nino, we recognize this. Nino, we cannot give you any more work. We like your effort. We would like to preserve you. So
they don't want to lose you.
They don't want, and exactly.
That's perfectly fair.
And it's perfectly fair. And I feel appreciated by that. So that was the sacrifice in this year. And that's why I'm putting the emphasis on people. I know AI is something new. We didn't touch about it. There's more things coming, exciting things coming about AI.
There is.
Yeah. But also the people, culture, it is so crucial for every firm to succeed.
Yeah.
And especially clients are taking for granted that documents we are producing are spotless.
And Nick, to your thing about the competition, I say let's focus on the medical center. Let's have Nino consult a little bit in whatever free time he has, and let's submit that for an award.
Yes,
of course we're going to do that. But I'm also designing moon housing.
No, okay? I know, we know you. He always a couple steps. No, this is what I love, Nick. This is why I love. This is, you cannot succeed without dreaming, and Nick is perfect example of the dreamer, but he also worked. Even though he sometimes it was what I'm doing. Look, you're doing a lot, brother. You're doing a lot. We just appreciate your input, because this podcast succeeded mostly because of you, because you keep pushing us.
Shout out to Danny. Thank you, Danny.
Exactly, Danny as well. But then also the Paul latched to it, and now have all this technology. You know what I'm saying? That you cannot have it without Paul, because that's Paul. He thinks everything.
I was actually worried about Paul being even remotely conversational, and he's so spectacular.
Because he has knowledge.
Yeah.
He has a knowledge and experience.
If you know something, you know something. You can talk about. You can talk about.
I love the overconfidence too.
No.
What'd you say? 20 years, right?
Yes.
We've all been doing this for the same amount of time.
And the fact that we know each other, I think, lends tips to your hat a little bit.
No. Yeah. Paul is priceless.
Yeah.
All
Now-
of three of us.
Now,
I think
if we talk about rebuilding some motor or something, Nick would be like,
Oh,
silent.
I'm gonna go start a fire. And I'll
but
stop.
you know what? He will go like in the territories that
Yeah.
no one of us even thinking about going. That's Nick. He will go to the territories. Let's keep it visual, because we are architects. He will go somewhere that we don't even think about going, and he will set up the fire.
yeah.
And he'll come back and he will glorify that space. It's like a new El Dorado.
Yeah.
And we're like, you know what, Nick, you convinced us. Let's go and see the fire you set up.
Yeah.
That's Nick.
We're talking about like driving cars around, and Nick's like, let's build a rover that drives around on Mars.
I know. That's exactly like that.
I will say this: I got both of you to the same city, all of us to the same city, which was all of us were in different places and
Yes.
all over there.
And that's why we're here now. And this is why this Arcfluence living.
You know,
It's
and
life.
part of that though, you got to give a little tip of the hat to fate and coincidence.
Yes.
Because you were
Yes.
trying to pry us from Chicago and Akron to come to New York,
Exactly.
and it just never materialized.
So I shifted my strategy.
Exactly,
Yeah.
shift your strategy. That also worked for you and your wife, which is great thing, because you see how all these things have some common ground, and you're good in recognizing the common ground. That's good.
I think 4 or 5 years after you were in New York, if you had said to that Nick, like, oh, eventually you're going to leave New York, you'd be like, you're crazy. I love it here.
Yeah, exactly. It was like
It was a struggle, but like you loved it.
100% correct.
Yes.
Yeah, I know you loved it.
I didn't
Yes.
think I ever was going to leave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love New York.
Yeah,
I still love New York.
Yeah, because if I make it here, I can make it anywhere. That's how Nick thinks.
Although
Yeah.
when I came here, there was just so much more opportunity.
Oh yes.
And Columbus has so much potential.
And you can create more impact for less than in New
Correct.
York, because
Correct.
there's bigger.
There are some A players, A class
Exactly.
players in New York. Yeah, amazing talent.
So let's wrap up our 2025. It was really exciting. It was hard working. I mentioned I have a lot of work hours. You guys have as well. What is the plan for Arcfluence in a new year? What are you guys thinking about?
My number one thing is to actually own real estate. Arcfluence, to own real estate.
Like office space.
That's one thing I want Arcfluence to do.
Paul just needs a place to put all the Formula One paraphernalia that he.
I got my signed Lewis Hamilton hat.
Yeah.
Our wives don't allow us to have it in the house.
Exactly.
Yeah. Nino has an office,
I
but
do
he's
have
running
an-
out of space.
I'm running of the space, but
Yeah.
you know what?
And I got to take the simulator somewhere else.
You know,
We'll upgrade it with some like motors on the seat that like will shift you as you're steering around the
I
corner.
can
go.
tell you, if you make your wife happy with the stuff that she needs, if you're a good listener,
Sorry, what were you saying, Nino?
if you're good listener, if you're good listener and let your wife have what she actually want to have, she will not care about all this memorabilia, even though God knows how much you pay for that hat there. But it's a good things to have it.
Now I know what you're talking
now
about.
it's a bargain. But it was
now
a
it's a
lot.
bargain.
It was a lot of money.
It was a lot, but now it's a bargain. Because that's what I keep telling my wife. Like, you see these little cute model cars? There's only 300 of them being built. When Dominic become grown-up man, he's going to look in this car. He was like, dude, I can sell these things for a couple $1,000s.
Yeah.
But I paid for a couple $100s. You know
Sure.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And-
Nick, you're always talking about making investments and 10 times, your return.
We are actually entering. So I'm a big Gary Vee fan, and we are entering in a new collectible era of things, of all things, of all collectibles, and I think that you can't go wrong.
Yeah. And my car that I bought for myself. So it's like everywhere I go, they only made a few thousand of them that year. Everywhere I go,
That's a goal.
everyone makes comments on it.
Yep.
Whether I'm at the gas station or a car wash or wherever it is I am. Even I drove it the other day because the weather was decent to go measure down in Circleville.
With that
So I
red
drove-
color?
Yeah. I drove it down there
Come on,
and
man.
Leo was chatting me up. They had a bunch of Ford trucks and stuff.
Yeah.
It's a Ford car and he's like...
And guess what?
He's like, oh, is this a classic? And he and I were talking for
You know
10
what?
minutes about it, connecting with the client.
Paul, you can get the client for like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Honestly.
Him and I made a great connection over the stupid car that I bought for myself.
No,
not
it's not
stupid, Paul.
stupid. No,
Well-
it's a passion.
Tell that to Ina.
And you know what?
If you're listening, I love you.
But you know what? when
I'll get you something nice too. I promise.
Yeah, no. But if you get the job,
a few things.
I'm still in the hot seat for the car. Yeah.
If you guys get the job, think to our passions, then everybody will understand, even our wives.
Yeah.
So yeah. So you're saying new office for Arcfluence.
Yeah.
What else? We aiming for 2026?
I just add there's a human side to everything.
We're growing our team, and it would be nice to have a home base like I did. I used to have an office. It was great, and since COVID, we shifted to working in home.
For me, not just that, but like also the investment side of it. For Arcfluence to own that investment.
Yes.
Because we could go out tomorrow and rent an office.
Arcfluence won't own the investment. Paul and I are going to buy it, and you're welcome to join in as individuals, and then we'll lease it to Arcfluence. Yeah.
But I mean, still, in some whatever way, like we're going to own it. Right? It's ours.
Sure.
It's our asset. It's our investment.
From the business. Go ahead.
Which not just from an investment standpoint is great, but it's also like now we can make it our space. Yeah. We can actually invest into the space.
Because tomorrow, Nick and I could go rent an office.
Yes,
that's not a big. That's not big. We could have a home base. That's not that big of a deal.
Why would you do that when you still can work like this?
When we have the ability to invest in a space to help fuel and create a culture of productivity and positivity.
Yes,
it is going to tenfold the
now
investment.
You're hitting the nodes,
and it's the same message we deliver to our clients. The investment is worth it on the back end. It may be painful at first, but the long-term play, it's going to be so rewarding.
And I can tell you one thing, guys, and this is what I'm learning. I was really critical about Gen Z, but I'm working with them. I'm learning more about them. They appreciate experience, for everyday experience, from the food they're eating, from the place they are working, for the bed where they are sleeping into. They appreciate the experience.
That's all the advertisements for Airbnb.
Exactly.
Back to the short-term rental side of it. They talk about how there's now experiences that you can do with your rental.
Exactly.
So they've been around for a while.
So experience is important. Okay, so that was like a one business plans. What about your portfolio, about Arcfluence portfolio moving forward from you just grasped into the commercial? How you guys seeing this developing?
I took the first one. You take this one.
I could go on forever. We're limiting what we're going to be doing on the residential side and focusing primarily on higher end custom luxury homes.
Because you get to that level that you can actually now cherish something that is called design.
Yeah. And not only that, we're going to probably be I'm going to do some personal projects on that level as well, which I'm really excited about.
To be fair, there was actually a really good talk that we went to at the Ohio AIA convention where they were talking about, like, you know how in law you have a public defender?
Yes.
So if you can't afford a lawyer, one's appointed for you. She was talking about, the talk was about how you get a building violation, and what about the idea of like a public architect? Because I mean, it's not an attractive idea for architects to deal with these problems, but there's problems that architects are required to be involved in order to get these, violations resolved. So anyway, it was an interesting talk.
I reached out to her. She responded.
Yeah.
We're gonna get her. Yeah. We're gonna get her on the show next year.
So yes, to Nick's idea about pursuing those higher end goals, but also let's not forget the roots where we came from.
Exactly. No, that's really important, because that's how. Also, what people love genuine things.
Yeah.
They love it's so easy to spot the fake things, even though for me, older guy, to kind of make differential what was made by AI, what is made by the real people, is getting murky every day, because that's how AI is evolving.
Talk to your son. He'll I talked to Ivan.
He will spar right away.
Yeah. And I'm like, really? He's like, yes. Really? Yes. Don't make me say it again. Yes. It's like, okay.
Like you seeing all these little polar bear, like a cubby being saved from the whale, from the orcas. Yeah. There was like AI.
I just saw that video.
Yeah, and it was
I'm like crying. I'm like, oh my God, save that little baby.
No, it was just the next video is baby dolphin. The next video is baby this.
My wife wants a third dog, and I'm getting fed up all these puppy videos, these rescue videos, and now I have a constant feed of dogs that are like abandoned and now being saved. I'm like, oh my gosh,
No.
every night.
Yeah.
I got to get a bigger house.
Get a bigger house. Your house is just perfect.
House for your dogs.
Yeah.
Like
But-
house.
But
yeah.
I think like the realm that you guys now getting into it, especially commercial work, having having this new like a Michigan frontier in front of you guys, I think that's a good opportunity to start showing, especially to a higher market, that you outgrown that market, that you can actually perform something in other states.
The other side of the portfolio would be not just residential stuff or multifamily stuff, but any
Commercial development.
commercial, like retail people.
You
or
have a
medical
phenomenal experience in
Yeah.
retail.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think that's like a one that you can.
And if it makes sense to extend beyond our local Columbus area, right?
Mhm.
I mean, Columbus is great and it's provided a great foundation for us to work from. But if we can take a few steps beyond it,
Yes.
why not? If the opportunity is right, why not?
And
Why
we're
not?
working in many markets, Cleveland, Cincinnati, Dayton. But you're right, Paul.
Michigan is a new frontier,
Yeah.
right?
Michigan is definitely.
There's
your frontier.
Indiana, Kentucky. You know, there's other states that border us that are.
There are other states that border us, Paul.
Imagine that.
Can you imagine that? Yeah.
Let's not. Yeah.
So, and since we are talking a lot now, I would like to put to like maybe the end notes on all these things, artificial intelligence. I know we touched bases on that before. What do you guys feel? What are you guys expecting? How this thing is gonna affect us in the new year? How fast is gonna hit? It's already hitting us.
We're gonna have another episode where we really dive into what has happened and what's continuing to happen.
Using each of you two using any AIs?
I just designed a house in AI. The conceptual design. Obviously, we have
Yes.
to draw it, model it, do space panning, put
But
it interior.
it was a good idea
Mm-hmm.
that laid the foundation.
The LA Foundation, exactly.
And we
10
built
minutes,
from that. We
in
built from
10 minutes.
In 10 minutes.
But to answer your question, yes, we are doing certain tools that we're using. We're being selective. We're not like going crazy with it.
So
Yeah.
one thing you have to realize, though, is that the construction documents have gotten more extensive and more requirements, more rigid, right?
Yeah.
That we have to put more time into do. But the conceptual design phase now, we can fast track,
Explore.
right?
You can
So
explore.
now,
I wouldn't say, but explore, I think, is a better
think,
word.
yeah.
So, yeah.
my point is that sometimes we rush through that process. In the past, we have rushed through that process, and from a cost standpoint,
Yeah.
and that is to the detriment of the project.
Yeah.
But now with these tools, we're able to do a lot more work a lot faster.
This is like a one thing. Like, you know how you like before you design something, you look back in days, you look in the magazines, then you look in the Pinterest just to get an ideas. You step forward for like AI to generate something for you.
You always had some type of inspiration.
Inspiration, exactly.
What was it? Pinterest.
Yes,
Right?
Pinterest. Yeah.
So back when I was working in Chicago,
yeah.
people had Pinterest boards.
Yeah.
We still do, Paul.
Yeah, but AI changes the game in terms of the
Just
exploration.
generate- exactly.
Now we take those Pinterest boards, we import all those images to our AI modeling, and then it spits all of it back based on that data, which gives it a more holistic view of what we're trying to accomplish.
The
You start
exploration.
generating things.
Yeah.
You start generating.
Yeah. Instead of like saying, I like this kitchen, or I like this bathroom, or I like this bay window, now we're like, take all these amazing elements that we love and put it into one.
I was actually reading about it, and they say like huge first benefits they see in architecture. First is predictive AI, which is actually, what are you actually using? So you're gathering all information you already built in a house. For example, details or knowledge you have, for example, for building like a operating room that you have there somewhere stuck in all these files and stuff, and for you to like I forgot we have this. It's almost like a research through your storage, and it actually AI helps you to like go back to your storage and pull out information that you need and combine them together.
Total recall.
Exactly.
And it's amazing too, because it's not just so our mind is a very fascinating thing. I love the human brain, because we remember things the way we want to in a lot of cases, not necessarily exactly
Very
how
true.
they have them.
Very
Yes.
true.
So AI remembers exactly what it was.
Yes.
Can elaborate on that conversation, and then these predictive programs can now say, okay, not just from a design standpoint that pleases the human eye, but what about the functionality of it? What about the building performance?
And that's where we're getting to the second one, which is generative, and actually use all this information. It's all, you need to feed data. You need to have raw data to feed to AI. It's like we eating the food, he needs the data, or she needs, whatever you call it.
Garbage in, garbage out.
Exactly. So then he generates the data, like now he starts selecting the data. For example, I want to make a cozy home with a lot of wood, with a deck, with the one, I'm in this like a region, whatever. Now he's going to go through your memories, through all these Pinterest like incidents, I will call them, and collect them and pitch them together. And results may not be the what you want, but you can actually see the corner was like this is the corner I like.
And I would say that's where the professional steps in, right? So we're using it to a certain extent, but then you're being selective at a certain point.
Exactly.
Because
you're a mastermind.
Without question.
Because I'll have 20 different things that I'm looking at.
Exactly.
Well,
And
there's
to
also-
your point, there's one thing out of the corner of your eye which is actually good, and that's the direction to go.
Yeah.
There's also dozens of variables that are site specific to each project
Exactly.
that just the novice can't even
because
begin to understand.
you can tell, looking at the data AI produced thing, you can tell this is the clutter, this is the cliche, this is like this is so decorative, it's almost like outdated thing, this is so 70s, but this little thing,
I feel I
see potential there.
I feel it's noisy still. Like
It
AI is noisy.
it is still noisy,
But it allows you to explore more because you'll find that gem and that'll guide you.
Yes.
So I don't know.
I think again,
It'll get better
I've said
over
this a few
time.
times, but these technologies wielded by the proper professional allows small firms to act as big firms. We are going to soon be able to compete with larger firms and produce the same quality, the same high quality of architectural design that they do at a fraction of the price.
But they also, keep in mind, they also, like I was reading, like some big companies are doing.
They're doing internal. They're investing majorly.
They are investing.
When I was in Chicago earlier this year, I took a tour back at my old stomping grounds at SCB, and they were telling me all the things that they're implementing internally, which it's proprietary. Nobody's going to have access to it. We're not going to have access to it. Oh. And it's going to take them a step further beyond what we could imagine.
It'll give them their own unique voice.
Yes.
But that's the thing. Every firm now is going to have that ideology. So, but I guess my point is that we're going to be able to compete with that. They'll have their own voice, but we're going to be able to have ours.
Yeah. That's true. I mean, look at this. All this social media helps many people to voice their opinions. 90% of them just pure noise and just like, oh my goodness, I wish you just stay silent for the rest of your life. But in all this sea of the information, you can find something.
No, there's
if you're good selector, if you're good experienced selector, having knowledge,
and it's only going to get better.
Exactly, give you that exploratory portion of your brain working.
Did you see that video of Will Smith eating spaghetti?
No, I didn't see that.
Is
it AI generated thing?
It's 100% AI generated. It's Will Smith, and they go, "This is AI a year ago."
Yeah.
And he's like slapping the spaghetti into his mouth. He's not eating it properly, and then 6 months ago, he's like, putting it in his mouth, but it just doesn't look right. And it looks like his eyebrows are stitched, and when he moves quickly. And today it is.
I know.
It's Will.
I don't know.
It's the Fresh Prince eating spaghetti.
I know. I think that like a world of music and acting, so challenged with this AI thing.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like but we're gonna get there too. Architects is gonna get there, and only
with creativity is gonna be challenged.
It's
with
gonna
AI
be challenged
revolution.
with the AI, but still, it's still gonna put the best ones. They're gonna utilize this beast. and they're gonna just make it even greater.
I think marketing and branding are going to be crucial, because you can have a great idea, but no one may ever see it. Right?
Yeah, because there's so much noise out there.
Yeah, when there's
digital content
to
consume.
When there's millions of good, or dare I say great ideas out there, there's still going to be a few that rise to the top, not because of their talents or their ability to utilize these tools, but because their ability to communicate these ideas.
And another big challenge is going to be in it's going to be the law. It was like it wasn't me, it was AI. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be our laws, our way how you fight things in a court. You know what I'm saying? That's going to be.
They've already banned the use of it in
honestly,
courts.
like
Certain
it was
courts have
like
banned
it wasn't me saying, it was AI. So it was you or was AI? So there was like all these things going to be completely new realm that we are exploring. But that's what the future brings.
Well, folks, this is the craziness that the three of us talk about when left to our own devices.
And having a couple of glasses of wine.
It's the wine. It's the wine talking.
It's a wine talking.
Yeah.
Now it starts wine talking.
It was a good conversation.
It was.
I would just like to say grateful for you guys, grateful for our team, and grateful for our clients. I'm really excited about the 2026 calendar year.
When we did actually in my company round robin, one of really good stop and a theme was a relationship, and really interesting how people think about relationship with the contractor and the owner in this ever-growing business. It all depends of their own experience and stuff, and how we have to actually break these boundaries, because relationship it's still the key component of having the successful any firm, but especially architectural firm that is solely based on services.
Yeah, you're right. You nailed it.
Perfect stopping point.
Wine talking.
So yeah.
One last words of wisdom. Congratulations to Lando Norris for winning the Drivers' Championship.
It was close call, but
Max, you are so good and so entertaining. It was great to watch. Hamilton, I still love you so much. Charles, you're also awesome. We're gonna go full glory Ferrari next year in Monza, and can't wait for that.
That's only things you can survive in Monza if you're all full red. Otherwise, go to like a Zandvoort.
We'll have our flags with us, and we're gonna have to. Unfortunately, we'll have a great view of the action, but we're gonna have to run to the podium at the end.
Yes, I think this time we're gonna run to the podium. I know the last time we were like, "Ooh, what's gonna happen here?" But I think that first chicane.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
We're gonna hold there. We're probably gonna be staying at Lake Como after, and we're gonna podcast about it. So you're gonna hear how it all plays out.
Lake Como, it's close by. Yeah.
Danny, no guitars.
And with that, we'll see you guys in 2 weeks.
See you
in 2026. We'll see you in 2026.
Yeah, next year.
Yeah, next year.
Well, no, this might actually air in 2026. So we made it.
We'll see you in 2 weeks then.
Yes.
This has been the Arcfluence podcast. As always, you can get more information and additional content on arcfluence.com. Please subscribe on the platform of your choice and leave us a review. We'd love to hear from you.